Cabinet colleagues, Attorney General Honourable Anil Nandalal, Minister of Home Affairs Robson Ben, members of the diplomatic community, Deputy Commissioner of Police and Commanders, Director of Public Prosecution, senior representatives from varying agencies, including the Office of the United Nations, notably Ms. Janet Murdoch, who is at the head table, Peace and Development Officer, Mr. Adler Bino of the UNFPA, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, members of the media, good morning to all of you. I join you today for a significant occasion where we are here to launch the Restorative Justice Center. I say it is significant because it is preceded by another event which took place in November of 2022 when my brother and the Honourable Attorney General presented to the National Assembly the Restorative Justice Bill. While the concept of restorative justice is not new, it is relatively new to Guyana and adds to the statutory landscape of our country. And there are many thoughts about restorative justice versus retributive justice, which exists. I believe there are many advantages to restorative justice, and I'm happy to be a partner in this pilot initiative that is supported by the Support for Criminal Justice and the IDAB, and will make its presence felt by looking at important aspects as it relates to nonviolent crime. And I specify nonviolent crime because restorative justice within the construct of the legislation as it exists in Guyana and within Guyana is primarily targeting nonviolent crime. And you're wondering perhaps, why am I a partner here when under the ambit of the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security, we deal with some very serious crimes such as domestic violence. And today I am really heartbroken to read again another loss of life, a young woman, very early this morning. And I want to extend my deepest condolences to her grieving family. My heart goes out to her two children. And it remains something of a challenge in our country. And that is why it is important that we utilize opportunities like this to prevent the persons who are involved in simple crime from moving to the arena of grave and serious criminal offenses. So restorative justice, I think, will impact especially on the juvenile population. As you know, the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security also deals very much with the juvenile population. It has an impact because it focuses not only on the perpetrator of the crime, but the person who would have experienced that crime. It brings to the table the opportunity for the victim's voice to be heard, for there to be on both sides the understanding and the impact of the crime from the side of the perpetrator and also the person who experienced the crime. And it gives the perpetrator the chance to understand meaningfully the consequence of their action and also the opportunity for rehabilitation. This is an important thing because restorative justice has been seen in many countries as reducing recidivism. In fact, it is touted to have reduced recidivism in those countries who would have carried it out at least by 14%. It is my hope that in Guyana we will see these significant inroads because it will serve to reduce the population in our prisons and also serve to move those persons, especially among the juvenile population, but not exclusively, not only out of our prison system, but onto a path where they can be rehabilitated, reformed, if you want to use that word, and given the opportunity to be reintegrated back into society purposefully, understanding what their actions led them down a pathway of. So this morning, as I join you, as I'm here for this significant launch, and while it's a pilot, I hope it will find a permanent place in our statutory landscape, to put it, as a center for mediation, conflict resolution, and yes, restorative justice in the strongest sense, where those persons who have experienced crime could also have restitution, could also have compensation, could have some form of closure, and could have the opportunity to move back into a life where they're able to move forward in life, if I put it that way. Because whenever crime happens, the person who experiences it has a lot of difficulty, many times, in moving forward in life. So it is the beginning of something, I believe, that we have to wait and see the outcome, but we should be open to it, because in our country, like the rest of the world, we are all committed, especially from the government of Guyana's perspective, to ensuring that there is not only curbing of criminal activity, but complete eradication of criminal activity. And this will serve in large measure to significantly erode those activities. So I want to commend this program. I want to applaud the launch of this center, and I want to congratulate the Attorney General and his team and partners for the work done to have this center a reality. I thank you very much.